the fact that Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter, has never won the Grammys Album of the Year with 8 studio albums? Hello? She's never won. That just tells you the type of time, foolery, crazy that the Grammys is on. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tenicka, in case you are new here. My channel focuses on fashion and travel and beauty and all the things. So much yapping. In today's video, I am yapping away. In my closet confessions, I'm talking about Beyonce. I'm obsessed with Beyonce. We all know this. Before I talk about Beyonce, let me talk about my Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This is not an ad, commercial, whatever the girls, do. It's me. I'm the girls. But this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Okay, I got this because, I'm not going to lie, I saw a bunch of creators using this, and I was like, is it good or isn't it? And also, almost all of them were in their 20s. So I was like, let me just see if it works for me. And y'all, when I tell y'all I love this stuff, it is actually really, really good. Like, and y'all know my skin is dehydrated. It's combo to dry skin. And it's wintertime. And this worked. I used this yesterday also as a primer. It's like pre-fashion week. I am off my like regular schedule, meaning like there will be videos that I've already recorded, but this I need to actually post because it's like timely, But anyway, I love this stuff. So if you were on the fence about this, this is good. This is actually really good. Like, no gimmick and joke. Like, I purchased this with my own money and I used it and I'm using it still, and it's actually really good. So, and it's affordable. It's affordable. Yes. Let's talk about Beyonce. I'm obsessed with Beyonce. We all know this about me. I am in the beehive. If you're not in the beehive, go ahead and click off for me now, dolls. You are not, just go ahead and click off for me. You're not going to get it. You're going to be hating. You're going to be shady. You think this is some type of criticism, a critical analysis. You think I'm about to get in my academic and intellectual bag, and I am not. Okay? That's not what this is. This is for the girls who are in the beehive, who want to give Beyonce her flowers, her roses, and all the things. I am so happy. I am happier than I expected to be that Beyonce got the Grammy. And a little bit, there's a part of me that's sad, and I'll talk about why, because that's really what the video is about. It's about, like, I don't know how to feel. Like, on the one hand, I'm happy she got the Grammy. But on the other hand, a part of me, a piece of me is like, I love Beyonce enough. I don't care if nobody likes Beyonce. I don't care if nobody thinks she deserves it. I don't care if nobody wants to buy her product. I don't care what people think about Beyonce. I love Beyonce, And I know she wanted the Grammy. She's had 8 studio albums. She's had incredible albums. I grew up on Beyonce. She's a part of Destiny. She was a part of Destiny's Child. Like, she's an icon. She is monumental to music. She is a pop icon, R&B icon. She's a black icon, an American icon, a worldwide icon, a star, a marvel. Like, she is a talent. And for her to never get the Grammy for the album of the year tells me everything I need to know about the Grammys. Like, the fact that Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter, has never won the Grammys Album of the Year with 8 studio albums? Hello? She's never won. That just tells you the type of time, foolery, crazy that the Grammys is on. Like, Grammys has fashioned themselves as like so many American businesses and so many American corporations that they say are about nomination, the best in the business. I'm looking at you, Oscars. Right? They put themselves on this pedestal. They have this big PR machine. They are corporations. They are businesses. But artists who are great at their craft, they're looking for this like artist-wide, community-wide validation, right? It's nothing wrong with that. But the Oscars have a very bad issue with diversity. There are so many black actors and actresses, Angela Bassett, who have never won an Oscar. I think she has an honorary Oscar, but like for all of her roles, for all of her films. And so that just tells me everything I need to know about the Oscars, the Academy Award, right? Like that just says, it says what it is. But there is something about those awards that still carry weight and validation, and people still want to seek it. And I think because it is even more selective in the black community, right? Like because of racism and discrimination, and these people don't see it for the roles that we play in the Academy Awards. A lot of times they don't see it for the music, right? And so for some reason, there's this imbalance. I think there's also this expectation that this is an even playing field. Like this is like a leveling playing field, that like black artists and white artists come out with the same music. They have access to the same kind of producers. They are going to be able to command a largely white country to be able to buy their product and their music and what they're selling. For Beyonce, in all of her light-skinnedness, in all of her like middle-classness, in all of who she is, in all of her talent, to even be able to get to this point is near impossible, right? And I think we take it for granted as black people because we know black people are talented. We know Beyonce can sing, right? She can sing the socks off anyone. We know, we've heard her sing a cappella. We've watched her dance, right? Like we've seen her work ethic. She has really used her public relations and PR machine to push her work ethic, right? So we know all these things about her, and yet I think in our minds, we're like, well, of course, you know, she's a black person. She's a black woman. Of course, she's talented. Of course, she can sing. Of course, she can do all these things. And I think for us, it's a no-brainer. But if you just think about the ability for even a Beyonce, right? I'm not even talking about the singers like Kelly Rowland, Deborah Cox, Fantasia, like some of the people that have these incredible singing voices who couldn't even break through into this pop star, this pop stardom. I would argue that Kelly Rowland to a certain degree did as well, obviously with Destiny's Child, right? But like, we already know so much of that is rooted in colorism. So to have someone who's as proximate to whiteness as Beyonce is, and I'm not saying she is proximate to whiteness in that way, but I'm saying comparatively in the black community, and it be that difficult for Beyonce with 8 studio albums and all her talent, her ability to sing, her ability to dance, to be doing this since she was this tall. I grew up listening to Beyonce. And it took her all of these albums just for the biggest award in her industry to recognize her and say, this year, this album was your greatest album. Beyonce. They played in Beyonce's face. Guys. So when these people are at your job playing in your face, just know that they were down to Beyonce's job playing in her face. Because the fact that they would award lesser artists, and some people are like, oh, it depends on the year and it depends on this. And let me tell you something. There is no world where Beyonce released 8 studio albums, and then people played in her face. She got 4 Album of the Year nominations, and those people played in her face 4 different times. Are y'all okay? Like, it's not making any sense to me. Honestly, I need to be doing this lip. But it honestly makes no sense to me at all. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, this is not okay. And we know that Beyonce's experience is that of an excellent person, right? Like, so much of her experience I can relate to. Wait a minute. First I said Beyonce was excellent, and then I said I can relate to Beyonce. Excuse me. I can't relate to Beyonce, but there are things about her story. There are themes that resonate with me. There it is. Like, this idea of Black excellence, right, as a genre, as a thing. And I know it's something that we started to call ourselves so that we can, like, feel great and feel good. And there's been critique over the past couple of years. And you can Google all the critiques of Black excellence. And so many of them I actually agree with. But I think it's still an interesting and fun, like, cosmetic hashtag. And a lot of it is rooted in respectability, politics, da-da-da-da-da. The fact that Beyonce is the epitome of Black excellence and she still wanted this external validation. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm not saying like, oh, Beyonce doesn't love herself. She needs external validation. No. I'm saying that she still, at the end of the day, when she won that Grammy, she was elated. She was happy. She was excited that she had gotten chosen. And there was, like, I was happy that she gotten chosen. And then I won't say I was embarrassed, but I was just like, ugh. I hate that my girl, my star, the star of the world, right, needed that. She is so much better than that. Like, she is so much better than the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand. I'm fighting the urge to say relate. But like, I can understand because when I was in my career in politics and like social justice and nonprofit work, like there was a fellowship that was a pinnacle. There were like certain titles that were pinnacles. And it didn't matter if you were smarter than your boss. It didn't matter if you knew more, if you were more educated, if you were more charismatic, if you were frankly more talented. On every single metric, you still had to wait for one of the validators or several of the validators and gatekeepers to crown you. And that right there pisses me off. Like, even as an influencer, I don't really play these games. I know from the outside looking in, it looks like I do. And I think to some degree I do. But in a lot of ways, I don't, because in a lot of ways, I feel like my career in politics and social media was my career. And so I don't feel the need to have like these like power brokers and gatekeepers to validate something that I know is innate and cultural, like fashion, right? But I see so many like very, very talented creators who, much like Beyonce, but of a very different quantity, okay? Come with me on this journey. But much like our good sis Beyonce, while they are excellent and amazing and great and have great followers and great following and they build community and we know them and we love them, they still want those ultimate awards and prizes, right? It's like, it's not about money, right? It's not about how many people follow them. It's not about who knows their name. It's not about any of that. It's about they want the power brokers or the gatekeepers of whatever industry they're in. Let's just say fashion, right? Like, they want to sit front row at the Louis Vuitton show in Paris, right? Like, that's what they want. I don't care if they have 5 million, 10 million followers. Like, that's what they want. And I'm not saying it's anything wrong with that. I'm saying there's something wrong with the system where the people that are the most talented still don't get recognized when they are near perfect. Like, what is wrong with our system? When people who are near perfect right? They've met every single metric and barometer that you put in front of them. Not only did they do excellent one time, not only did they do it 2 times, 3 times, but they have crushed it year after year. They have proven their longevity in everything. And they have to sit and wait for someone to validate them. And it just pisses me off. I don't know. I know I'm mildly incoherent, but I'm just like, wow. Black excellence is actually really exhausting. It's actually unfair. And yes, we have been accustomed to this idea that we have to work 10 times harder to get half as far, or twice as harder to get, you know, half as far, or all these things. But I just wish it wasn't the case, you know? I just wish it wasn't the case. I just wish that we weren't here. Like, while I am so happy that she spit in the face of the Country Music Awards, that it has been historically and systemically and institutionally anti-Black, the fact that they did not nominate her for one single award, and she is the person that took home Best Album for country music. Oh, that was worth it. That alone was worth it. Second, the Schiaparelli custom dress, that was also worth it. Okay, listen, there were moments that was worth it. The ultimate album of the year was also worth it, but God, ugh. I'm just like, now go ahead and burn it down. Now go ahead and burn it down, because there's going to be another mini Beyonce in 10 years that's going to be like, oh, right? Like, I want the Grammy. I want to be the 5th Black woman. Like, we say it as if it is coveted and not as if it is a shame. Like, what in the Jim Crow? Beyonce? Like, I lived, some of y'all didn't. I lived on the same earth, planet as Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, and Beyonce. And the fact that they had to get into a room, deal with controversy, figure out and worry about and think through whether or not Beyonce should get the album of the year, I can't even fathom that. There are people in that category every single year I've never even heard of. Now, you know, I can't be the judge because it's going to be Beyonce. It's going to be Beyonce every time. Every time. So, I mean, who am I to say who those other people are? But, like, I mean, even if I were an artist, right? Like, a part of me, I couldn't imagine. Of course, I'm saying that as a person in the marginalized group. Like, I couldn't imagine believing that this was equitable and fair, right? Like, yeah, people get up there every single year and accept the award. It's just like, I see white content creators sit front row at shows, second row, third row somewhere, and there is not a single Black content creator there. Not a single one. And in their minds, they think that they deserve to be there. And that the Black creators aren't here because they don't deserve to be here. And that this is a merit-based system. Sweetie, no. Like, are you okay? Right? Even when I worked in politics and nonprofit, right? Like, there were rooms full of white people, white men doing negotiating, leveraging funds, having conversation about policies and politics. And, like, they thought it was perfectly acceptable. They believed in their minds that there could be a room of 10 people and not a single Black person, not a single woman could be in that room. And oh, that's just, these are the people that were supposed to be in the room. These are the smartest people in the room. This is like merit-based, right? Like, this is like, in their minds, they're thinking if a Black person or woman is in the room, that's like this nasty buzzword of DEI. Like, somehow you trick the system to get in the room. No, if a Black person or a woman or a Black woman specifically is in the room, 9 times out of 10, what it took for her to get in that room is beyond you. It is beyond you. You may actually never know what that kind of talent is. And it's just the idea that this happens to Beyonce. The fact that this happens to Beyonce. The blondest of us all. Like, I'm like, oh God, that's insane. But you know what? So much of Black excellence is exhausting. So much of Black excellence is, you know, a lot of times rooted in this idea of proving the other people wrong to the point of exhaustion and like wearing yourself out, trying to, you know, outprove a stereotype. And I'm just like, honey, bye. Bye. Like, literally. For what? It's like, because in the end, will you get the award? Or will you have to go for another year and smile in those people's faces like they didn't do you wrong? Could you imagine? I guess we all can, right? We've been there in some quantity before. And that is truly a shame. I can't. Oh, gosh. I put on zero face. I've literally just been yapping. This is why my time just goes. Oh my gosh. But this was great. Y'all let me know what you think. Like, am I overthinking this? Like, I know we love Beyonce. I know we wanted her to win. This is great. A win is a win. But like, also, I am never going to forget how these people played in my sister's face. Like, Beyonce can forget, but she has sisters like me and Solange. Don't play. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I will never forget how they played in my sister's face. Oh, God. Congratulations, B. My #1 fave. The doll herself. I love you down, girl. Now I'm giving her a shout out like she's going to see this. But I love her. She is like, I love her. And let me tell you, if she decides next year that she wants to ride at Dawn, I'm going to be #1 in line because they play with my sis. All right. If you like this video, please like, please comment, please subscribe, and also hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload from me. I'm uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for 60 days, which I think by now it's like April 4th or something. So we will see how this goes. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing 3 days a week. I may go down to 2 days a week. But I'm trying to stay so consistent with YouTube because I actually really enjoy yapping and doing all the things. And I was looking, you know, I think when I first started, there was like, people were saying, oh, can you do this like so-and-so? Can you do that? And I was just like, no. So I just stopped because I was like, oh, they want me to do like this person. And so I just stopped. And then I was just like, you know what? I can do whatever I want. And the people who don't like it, they can just not come to my page and not consume my content. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing me, honey, for 60 days. Yes. All right. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.